We'll start with the exciting news that Congress is going to hold hearings on the brown doggle.
Yeah.
Of course, we've always known about Jeff Denham. Jeff Denham is a Republican congressman from up north there in the Valley area. He's actually chairman, and I do love this committee. This is the U.S. House Subcommittee on Railroads, Pipelines, and Hazardous Materials.
If I was in Congress, I'd want to chair that.
You would, huh?
I would want railroads, pipelines, and hazardous materials, yeah.
RPHM, huh?
That sounds fascinating. No, really, it does.
Well, the hazardous material sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly. And
Anyway.
And they're going to investigate this railroad crime that's being committed by Jerry Brown and the High-Speed Rail Commission. And it's because these are crimes. These should be prosecuted as federal crimes, all the money that they're wasting on this nonsense.
And, of course, this story really got amped up, and it's hard to believe that the L.A. Times is the one that did it. There's finally a picture, John, and a tiny picture of the reporter that the L.A. Times has assigned the high-speed rail stories. His name is Ralph Vardabedian. Do you see the tiny picture of Ralph?
Yes,
he looks
I do.
like what I would have expected Ralph Vardabedian to look like. Kind of a big nose, receding hairline, and beady eyes. A skinny, well, the lower head is skinny. It's like a light bulb head.
He looks like he doesn't put up with crap, right? Doesn't he?
He also looks a little tired and worn out.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sick of these
You're giving me high-speed rail.
Yeah, I got the high-speed rail beat, and I'm talking to a bunch of lying bastards every day, and I've had it. And I don't care if the wieners...
I'd rather go to Paris and cover the climate talks or terrorism. I got to cover the high-speed rail again. Hey, but this is important to us. I mean, we've been covering this dopey thing since it passed in 2008. Anyway, Denham is from Turlock. Oh, we love Turlock.
Turlock. We were in Turlock once, remember?
Yeah, it's near Modesto.
It's near Modesto, yeah. There's a lot of bad...
I think we drove through and you stared out the window. Turlock! I remember that.
Yeah.
Every time. We were up there several times because of not only Condit, but Scott Peterson.
Scott Peterson, that's right.
We were up in that area.
That's when Turlock was the center of the world, and Modesto is the center of the world.
Anyway, Denham and 11 other House members have demanded that the state's main project management contractor release a 2013 cost estimate that shows a 31% increase for the project's initial operating segment, which again, drum roll please, Burbank to Merced.
Now,
I've already bought a ticket.
So Parsons Brinkerhoff, the contractor, told the state 2013, hey, we're 30% over budget here just for Burbank to Merced. And the state and the High-Speed Rail Commission covered it up when they released their next business plan.
That's correct.
They didn't put in the 30% increase for obvious reasons. And the story comes out, and it was there for a day, and there was no follow-up. Instead of, there should be people picketing the streets, waving torches in the air. Just these lying, stupid bastards. They have a massive cost overrun, and they haven't built anything yet. But at least Jeff Denham has picked up on it and said, whoa, wait a minute, time out, 30% overrun. We're doing an investigation. We're going to hold hearings.
Yeah, exactly right.
And, listen to what he says. He talks so clearly. I love people who talk clearly. Quote, it is doomed to be a failure. It is doomed to be a failure. California has always had the philosophy of build it and they will come. That is no way to run a business.
Exactly. And we can't let this happen. Not speaking with the same kind of clarity as Kristen Olson, California Assembly Republican leader, who actually said the lack of transparency involving money on a project this large is very disturbing. No, it's criminal.
The lack of
and don't say transparency.
You know what? This is what happens.
We're warning you.
They're committing fraud. They're committing fraud on their business plan. They're lying. They're deceiving people. And after it runs through the political gobbledygook machine, well, this is a lack of transparency. No, it's not. It's criminal fraud is what it is. Why don't they call it what it is? You couldn't do this in the private world.
How many hundreds of millions do you think they've already grabbed from the bond money? I don't know the current amount, but it's got to be.
They got $3 billion in Obama money.
Yeah, but I don't think they spent that yet.
And
they have a deadline to spend that.
And they got a small amount from the $9 billion we agreed to borrow.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was hundreds of millions they've taken out of that, which is still a lot of money, but you're talking about billions in the first place.
This Kristen Olson says, certainly before we start tunneling through mountains and destroying homes, we need to know what the project is going to cost. No, stop the project. The project was supposed to be $33 billion. San Diego to San Francisco and Sacramento. Now it's a lie at $68 billion, and we're only getting L.A. to San Francisco, and it's 30% over budget for one segment.
Yeah, this is absolutely criminal. Of course, the high-speed rail people will hear none of this, saying, oh, no, that was old data. We revised that, blah, blah, blah. We have all sorts of documents and analyses to support our projections of costs. What they tried to do was bury it. That's what they did. Right.
What do you think Parsons Brinckerhoff is making up those numbers? They're doing the work, or they're supposed to be doing the work, so that now they're telling you what it costs. And this is entirely normal for these out-of-control government boondoggle projects. I mean, you can't build a swimming pool without massive cost overruns because contractors always lie. They give you a lowball figure, and then they run into trouble. They have to make change orders. That's the phrase that they use. Oh, we're going to have to do a change order on this. Yeah. So, and this was 2013, October 2013. So what is it now? It's over 2 years later. What do you think the cost is now?
So it says the California legislature, which was pleased to hear that costs had not risen from 2012 to 2014, and when in fact they did, voted 4 months later to approve additional funding for the project, including 25% of the dopey carbon fees to the effort. That's
that's the
carbon credit trading program that they set up.
The global warming nonsense.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a circular scam and everybody's in on it. It's like, hey, if you want that money, you have to let us know that the cost hasn't gone up. You understand? Oh, we understand. Okay, let's bury that 31% cost overrun. All right, got it. We'll do that. Present it to the legislature. It's like, oh, look, the cost is held steady. Now you can get some of the global warming money.
Plus, the other lie they're telling is they're saying, well, you know what? The first two contracts that came in for work in the Central Valley came in below our state estimates. Yeah. First of all, those are contracts. Yeah. And almost all big public construction projects overrun whatever they say.
Sure. Those were going to be the cost. For the vending machines. That was that contract.
All right. When we come back, we are going to roll out the Loretta Sanchez desk. There is an update.